participants. I am Eluwa Idowu Obikobo, a co-participant to this inaugural conference of European Conference on Education. I did a research work on evaluating the impact of student disconnection with mathematics on academic achievement of primary 5 and 6 pupils in Abia State, Nigeria. I am a staff of Michael Okpara University of Agriculture in Udike, Abia State. The study was carried out to find out the impact student disconnection with some topics in mathematics have on academic achievement of primary 5 and 6 pupils. A case study research design was adopted to study 23 pupils from primary 5 to primary 6 in a particular private school in Abia State, Nigeria. A 4-point Likert scale questionnaire inquiring on areas of disconnection in mathematics learning within the time frame of primary 5 to 6, having 10 items, and a mathematics achievement test having 20 items measured with 4-option multiple choice question evaluating mastery of course content were the instruments used for data collection. Mathematics, as we all know, is a science subject that deals with numbers, quantity, and space. It is important to a nation as protein is to a young human organism. It is a vital tool for the understanding and application of science and technology, a discipline that we all know plays the vital role of a precursor and a humdinger to the much needed technological and national development, which is an imperative in the developing nation. It is indispensable part of the intellectual equipment of any cultured person. Teaching mathematics is about educating learners, and for the learners to be educated mathematically, they must acquire mathematical knowledge, skills, and ability that will enhance applicability of concepts learned effectively. As such, the process of teaching and learning must involve an effective three-way communication between the teacher, the learner, and the instructional materials and strategies employed. Now, how well a teacher is able to communicate effectively with the learner and the learning materials stroke strategies determines the extent learners are able to comprehend, learn, and as well as perform well in mathematics. Now, the need for effective instruction in mathematics in Abia State, particularly, and in Nigeria generally, cannot be overemphasized. This is sequel to the demand for mathematics teaching to focus students on problem solving, mathematical reasoning, justifying ideas, making sense of complex situations, and independently learning new ideas. Suffice to say that currently, or the last released West African Examination Council's result, which is an examination written by West African country, indicated a poor performance in mathematics. About 39% of the candidates that sat in for the exam were actually able to have 5 credits and above, that is, a credit pass in mathematics and English and some other essential subjects. So you would agree with me that researching into areas that leads to mathematics achievements is of their need in our countries. Students should be able to read, write, and discuss mathematics, as well as use demonstration, drawing, and real-world objects in participating in formal mathematical and logical arguments. Now, disconnection. What do we mean by disconnection in learning? Now, disconnection, a construct of great importance to student learning adjustment in our technological-driven society of today, is defined as a rupture in a relationship that results to withdrawal from the mutuality that had or should exist for a relationship. Connection is experienced in a relationship when both parties experience a mutual and growth-fostering relationship. Indicators of disconnection include feelings of isolation from others. In this case, feelings of isolation from the subject mathematics and lack of desire to learn and grow. It could also involve the state or experience of being isolated from a group or an activity to which one should ordinarily belong or actively participate. A situation of which leads to interpretation of the activity, and the activity we're talking about now is topics in mathematics learning or curriculum as irrelevant to one's current and future need. Disconnection is a useful construct for understanding the mechanism associated with undesirable learners' outcome and in developing strategies to circumvent student academic failure. Now, in most learning environments, the learner is largely removed from the content to be learned. Individual opinion many a times in our learning classroom is devalued, and reliance on personal perception is dismissed as unscientific. Excessive focus is on areas of learning whereby it is only what the teacher has to say is the order of the day. Therefore, the bane of the study was to chronologically observe the selected sample of students and their mathematics teacher alongside over a period of 2 years in order to discover possible areas of disconnection in teaching and learning process and subsequent effect on the pupils' achievements. Specifically, this study sought to identify topics in mathematics in which primary 5 and 6 pupils experienced disconnection during the teaching learning process. The study also sought to understand their disconnection with mathematics so that such information at the end of the study can be used to inform mathematics teaching in primary 5 and 6 on areas they need to change and adopt other teaching strategies. The focus of this study also was to add to the body of knowledge that already exists regarding student disconnection in mathematics learning. Method. Now, the research design adopted for this study was a case study research design. And according to you in 1984, a case study research design is an empirical inquiry that investigates a contemporary phenomenon within its real-life context when the boundaries between the phenomenon and context are not clearly evident and in which multiple sources of evidence are used. Research area. The research area of this study is Abia State. Abia State is one of the 36 states in Nigeria and is made up of 17 local government areas. Abia State is located within the longitude and latitude, as you can see on the display screen. The state is bounded by Anambra and Rivers states in the west, northwest, and southwest respectively. Now, the sample for this study were 23 pupils in primary 5 who were systematically observed from September 2010 alongside with their mathematics teacher until they completed their primary school education in July 2012. Procedure for data analysis. Data analysis, as we all know, is an objective look at the facts of the research work in order to construct appropriate meaning based on the information collected and could use a tripartite approach. In analyzing the data, the researcher used descriptive statistics, simple mean, and correlation so that the average individual or the average scholar could easily understand and comprehend the angle the research is coming from. Now, at the end of the study, and after administering the research instrument, the researcher found out that there were some topics in the primary school curriculum, that the students or the pupils experience disconnection with. 7 topics were identified. The first one was addition, subtraction, and multiplication of binary numbers. Pupils also experience disconnection in the course of learning prime numbers and prime factors. Multiplication of decimal number also was a topic of disconnection. The students or pupils also experience disconnection when it comes to learning ratio and proportion. Algebra, that is opening of bracket and grouping of like and unlike them, was also a topic of disconnection. The student also experienced disconnection when their teacher was trying to teach them how to convert centigrade to Fahrenheit, that is when it comes to temperature. And finally, disconnection was experienced in quantitative reasoning. Now, quantitative reasoning, as we all know, is very essential in our developing country, vis-a-vis our quest for technological advancement. Pearson product moment correlation analysis at 95% confidence interval was also used to try and see that at the end of the day, if there was a relationship between the topics identified as topics of disconnection and the student's final achievement in the mathematics achievement test that was administered from time to time in the course of carrying out this research. And at the end of the day, a strong correlation was found between topics in which the students, the pupils, experience disconnection and their achievement in mathematics. Conclusion. The study reviewed the impact of student disconnection during the instructional process on learning achievement. The results of the findings strongly suggest that learning disconnection is associated with academic achievement in a positive association and portrays unequivocally that the importance of a good teacher is no secret. There exists a strong relationship between teachers' quality and students' learning connection, or disconnection as such. Teachers are key factors in the educational system. Subsequently, researcher made some useful recommendations. Now, the researchers have come to agree that in order for learners in southeastern Nigeria particularly, and in the country generally, to comprehend and appreciate the usefulness of mathematics or any other educational discipline to make meaning and construct knowledge from their daily classroom interaction, teachers should incorporate learning experiences that would help them understand and establish connection between their life and mathematics or any other subject in the case as the case may be. As such, the curriculum content design for each class session should be sequenced and placed and paced along with the experiences that individual learners has with the content. An effective teacher and curriculum planner must understand some central concept and structure of the discipline he or she is teaching in order to create learning experiences that will make particular aspect of subject matter being taught meaningful for the learners. In other words, mathematics teachers should strive as much as possible to make the teaching and learning of mathematics meaningful to the learner. The learner should be able to connect the mathematics learned in the classroom with real-world experiences in order to establish a connection and for qualitative learning to take place. A professionally wise teacher should use a variety of instructional strategies to encourage all diverse students, development of problem solving, critical thinking, performance skill, and a positive attitude towards mathematics. More so, teacher education